Yeah, I was gonna say. I want to ask you, Hakeem, in Islam, is it condoned to have all these
So
multiple? How is it when it comes to the aspect of Islamic?
so as I recall, in Muhammad, you can confirm this. In the actual Quran, in the text, you're only allowed to have 4 wives. That's it. That's what it says by word, 4 wives. Other people take it and they do what they please, but you're only allowed to have 4 wives. Um, and Muhammad, tell me if I'm right or wrong about that. He says my ex had 3 baby mamas. Yep. He said, I don't think I want a man with multiple baby mamas. That's right, Genesis. Severlin said, she was a teacher and act like a crackhead ghetto B and threatened me to never let me see my son if I didn't do what she said. Ooh, Jesus.
So she
So
freak, pretty much. She controlled the
yeah,
situation by
she
using the
did.
child. She weaponized the child. That's not good.
So Muhammad said yes. In the Quran say you can have 4 wives. As far as kids, you can have as many kids as you want. So there's no limit to it. So a man in the Quran, you can have 4 wives. If you're able, yeah.
But do it also does it also include the children or no?
No, Joe don't hurt him. And because Joe don't hurt him, there's no limit to the amount of kids you can have as far as it states in the Quran, is it? He says in Africa and the Middle East. He said he wasn't shit. He didn't even have custody, just visitation. Okay, so here's what Severlin said. He said, yes, must be paid to take care of them. So you're
Wow.
only allowed to have the kids if you're able to take care of them. And if I'm not mistaken, and if you have these 4 wives, you have to be able to give each of them the same accommodation. And I think that if I'm on to that, if one house get a wife, the other house got to get a wife. The third house got to get her own wife. The fourth house got to get her own wife. They all got to get the same kind of cars and stuff like that.
Or Genesis going in. She
Yeah.
ain't playing
Yeah,
like
he
he.
didn't fight for his kids. He felt relieved of the responsibility. He was a bad, often example of the father at times. Mm.
So Genesis, you ain't gonna show your sign. Priscilla wins again. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. I'm all messing with her. She's a sweetheart. no,
Hmm.
but no, but Hakeem, but that's crazy. I'm just gonna say, so you are responsible, ethical, and marriage. Yeah, yeah. On Quran, like the Muslim guys don't play. They
They,
really
they
them
they do
sharp.
not play that. They do not play it. There's no such thing as dating like that. There's no such thing as oops babies. You know what I mean? Like the concept of dating is not there, and this is where we have issues. This is where there's a lot of issues co-upon with. There's no thing as casual sex. Let's say for instance, amoxicillin. If we was at a party and I seen you and I say, oh, I like you. I can't say I like to date you. And I wanted to have kids with you. I say, hey, I will go talk to your father or whoever's responsible for you and say I want to marry her. And then they would sit down and say, let's get busy.
So, yeah, she said Priscilla wins again.
Yeah. He said the Quran says one will always be your favor. He said they say one will always be your favor, but you can't treat them like that. They can know that you must treat each wife fairly.
Yeah, all equal. I remember a
Or
guy would tell you were teaching me that, and other people. That was it. I was say I hang with a lot of Muslims, so I know like them brothers are sharp. So that's what I said. They be teaching me like you got to treat all women the same. You can be like, oh, she's better than me. You can't have no favorite wife. All of them have to be treated the same. All of them, which I think is cool. I think that's how it's supposed to be. That's really good. That's really good. That was on. I told people the Muslim dudes are sharp. Some sharp brothers.
hmm shout out to a kick subscriber.
Yeah, yeah. he said hi baby girl, but I know he talking about the can you highlight a lot of the girls
Yeah.
comments? So I know you talking about
Mm.
them.
He said Priscilla wins again. He said real Muslim do this, not the cook ones. There are a lot of fake Muslims out there now, which is a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Um, Genesis says he would threaten to convert to Islam so he can have a few wives to take care of him when I was tired. He wouldn't have been able to convert to Islam, baby, because you gotta be right and exact. The Wali vets you. You can't just get married like that the way a lot of people think. The dad, the brother, the uncle, whoever's the head has to approve of you. You know what I mean? That you have to be a good moral character. So a lot of people would say that and they would get their feelings hurt.
A quick question: what happens if you mistreat the women? Do the
Oh,
Muslims? How did that go?
so just like any other, just what would happen, the imam would get involved and the
Mm.
family on both sides would get involved if they're practicing Muslims to talk about the situation and to see what's the best course of action, if it's counseling, or they'll be able to grant the lady a divorce. Usually they tend to try to avoid the divorce, but if it's something heinous as like physical abuse or you know what I mean, things that are go, then they tend to grant the divorce for that, but not for something as you, oh, I don't want to be with my husband anymore. You know, it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, that's why you're very strong minded when you talk about marriage. Now I get where you get the strong mindedness from.
Oh, yeah, and this is why you know it's about quality instead of quantity. You know what I'm saying? In America, it makes sense for Muslims here to have one wife. You know what I mean? From a financial standpoint, if you financially can't afford that, plus you know the laws here, it makes sense. But as far as the values of marriage is, I love what the Muslims have taught because I see that they believe in the sense of what culture with them in Islam is what naturally a lot of people who from certain cultures believe in just family. They're very big on family. You know what I mean? So I think that's the missing piece to what we have in America. A lot of people don't believe in family. You know what I mean? Some people, Black Americans, feel you can make family everywhere you go, and you can put whoever in certain situations, but you can't do that. You know what I mean? If you want to have a good life and a good situation, you stick with one person.
Mm.
It says too many fake as a trend where they don't commit to the teachings and follow through the word. Muhammad says a young brother at the YMCA said he was going to Yemen and he was going to pay 50,000 to the woman's family as a dowry and he would be set. LOL. And he was serious though.
Mm.
They, This is how certain Muslims are still practicing. You have to pay a dowry. They want to know, can you physically take care of her? You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of these fathers expect for their daughters not to work. Are you that financially set? Some of these Muslims' wives don't work. They stay home. The Arab ones, a lot of them don't work. If you see them working, it's something has to happen. Something has had to happen. Islam
I
made me a bitter man.
Yeah, but I want shout out to that. I love to hear stuff like that. Like he said that nation, the Islam made him a better man and a better husband.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. That's deep. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I was trying to get somebody that I actually know in a different space. He's a well known truck driver, and he have 3 wives, but he take care of all of them. I was actually gonna bring him, and he's Muslim. I was actually gonna bring him on to an interview with him, but I gotta get in contact with her. I'll find some way to get in contact with him and see if he wanna do a show. But he's really good, and now that he's very supportive on like different platforms. Like he always talk about that. Like he's a very serious man. Like I would say the Muslim